So we're going to make a journal cover using a little box, and I'm going to also use these two sheets here, which are from ARTYmaze's William Morris Tear sheets pages kit. So let's get started. Okay, so obviously, you know, if you're going to make a bigger journal with a box, then, you know, just go with the sizes that you have. First of all, I am going to open this up. Now, some boxes have got that join there, so that's what I want to split, because obviously you don't want that as your spine, because it will have that little ridge on there. Okay, so I'm kind of going to keep it the same length. Let's get my craft knife. Okay, I think I'm going to make it 4 inches wide, so I will have to cut that down, but I'm just going to take all these off first. You can use a paper trimmer if you like, but it's too much hassle for me to get that on here when I'm doing a video. Okay, now you can separate this, and as I'm doing this, I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to do that or not yet, because it sometimes when you do keep it as a whole, it kind of creases up when you kind of fold that. So right, I'm going to take that into, where's my pencil? So from there, I think I'm going to take it, did I say 4? I did. What is that? That is 5 3/4. So you know what, I'm actually going to take it in to about 3 3/4. And then I'm just going to trim that off. I'll do the same the other side. Oops. I'll just mark it there and there. So you can use a paper trimmer, like I said, but it's too much hassle for me. There we go. Whoops. Flying bits of cardboard now. Okay, so this isn't the strongest, so what I'm going to do, sorry about that noise, I'm still debating whether to trim. I am going to trim that spine, you know, I'm going to take it off and kind of rejoin it. But you don't have to do this part if you don't want to, you can keep it, but because excuse me, because I'm going to add this cardstock as well, just to make it a little bit thicker. Cardstock I think is only like 160 or 180, but you can use as thick as you like. So I'm just going to use this. I'm going to get that everywhere. You could use you know, a wet glue like matte medium or something like that, but I want to try and do this quickly so that, whoops, so I'm going to be folding that over, so I'm keeping a little bit there, and this dries pretty quick as well. And I hope I'm in frame, yeah, because otherwise this would be pointless. So I'm only going to leave just that little gap there, which I don't know what that is actually. It's probably like 1/8 of an inch approximately, I think. And let's get that. So I hope everyone is doing well. I'm sorry if you can hear my fan, but do you know what? It's been freezing for weeks. And today it has been really warm. And I've felt warm all day, like really, really hot, and I don't like it, because obviously I'm getting the hot flushies as well. So we don't like them. We don't. Right, I'm just doing that. Then I'm just going to miter that that's how I do it. You can be more precise if you want to, but I find coming in at this angle, I don't end up, like when I fold it over, I don't end up with a gap, because I know that used to be a mistake I made lots of years ago when I was doing like mini albums. Okay, so I need, where's that gone? My bond folder. I was using my pink one earlier, I don't know what I've done with it now. So I'm just going to crease that down there. And that. I've done videos like this before showing you this piece. But it is always good to, like, you know, bring them back to life. In fact, one of my videos that has had the most views is something very similar to this. Excuse me. That fan's probably blowing around all the dust that's in my shed. I still haven't started to empty my shed out yet because I'm moving into the house. So hopefully next week. Had a lot going on this week, so I didn't really have the time or the help to do it, because I'm going to need some help to do this. Can't do it all by myself. Not little old me. So glue, and make sure, you know, like these bits here, make sure there's glue on there. Fold that in. And obviously you don't have to worry about your packaging being the right way around or anything, because you're going to cover it over. And I've got glue on my hands. Okay. So I've got a busy weekend as well. We got dinner tomorrow night for the family. And Monday I am going to the gender scan to find out, well, Mum isn't going to find out what she's having, because it's going to be a gender reveal party Monday evening. So she's booked her gender scan for Monday morning at 10:30. I probably won't be able to sleep a wink. I'm going and her mum is going, and we are allowed to find out the sex of the baby, so it's going to be exciting. So we'll know all day what it is, but they're not going to know. So I'm so excited about that. And then I can get on with my craft. My craft shed to clear out and getting things boxed up to go into the house. It's probably going to take like 2 weeks to get that done. Okay, right, so that's that. I'm happy with that because it's bulked it out as in thickness. And I'm just going to do that. Okay, right. Now, reason for making sure that the cardboard is stuck right onto the cardstock is because I am now going to use a wet glue, and I don't want it all bubbling up. Sometimes it happens anyway. So I'm going to use this, which is a matte gel. Love this stuff. And I want my brush to be nearly dry. I'd left it in the water. So I want a good amount of that on there, because I don't want any bits not having any on. There's still little bits of fibre on my desk from my previous journal, which was my autumn journal. Okay, I just need to wipe that because I don't want everything sticking to it. Okay, so I'm using this as my outside, and I am going to put like a brown piece down there as for my spine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that around because I kind of want to get it straight. I don't want the pattern to be a bit wonky or anything. So I'm just going to stick that on there like so, then turn it over and give it a good rub. Now I could use my brayer to make sure that that sticks well. This brayer is amazing. I never had one up until a couple of months ago. And I love it. I use it for doing this kind of stuff, and I use it for paints and all sorts. Don't know how I lived without one. Okay. So again, what we're going to do is like mitre that. And obviously all four corners. And then we will put some more glue on. Just put it onto the brush. And the other side. I done a few videos last week, and I had done them like no talking and like speed videos. I'm not going to do loads of them. A lot of people saying, oh, you know, it's nice to actually hear you talk. But the reason I done it like that, one, I was trying, I was learning how to do that on iMovie, I think. Is it iMovie? Yeah, or something like that. And the other was upload time at the moment is hours for some reason. It never used to be like that. Like through my phone, you know, a 15-minute video used to take about 10 minutes. Now it's taking like, could take an hour just for 10 minutes, and it's driving me bonkers. Okay, so that's that part done. Gonna let that dry for a minute and then I'll be back. Okay, this part is dry now, I think, or as dry as I'm gonna let it get. So just along them little grooves again, I'm just gonna, yeah, it's still a bit wet there, so be careful if you're doing that, because it will rip if you do it like too quick or too hard. Okay, just give that a little wipe there, and there we go. I'm just going to find that groove. There it is. I can't see. Is the pattern? Oh, right, okay. Right, there we go. Let me just do that. Just so that I can see that. There we go. Okay. It's not showing up. I think it's just because of the pattern. Right. Okay, so I'm going to use, this is exactly the papers that I used when I was doing the William Morris journal the other day, only I'd done it on a bigger scale. So I'm just going to trim that away. Should have done that beforehand, saved a little bit of time. I love the patterns in that kit, the William Morris tear kit from ARTYmaze. They're just so nice. And obviously, you know, if you could do this covering over a book, you know, a book cover, if you wished. Right, so I'm just going to measure, and I'm just eyeballing this. Let me make sure I'm in frame. It is. Okay, just need to stand up to make sure. Okay, so I'm just going to fold that there. And trim that off. And keep that for something else, a bit of collaging. Then I'm just going to should be fine. Okay, that, but obviously if you want to measure, then go ahead and do that and cut it out on a trimmer if you wish. If you was using a light paper, you know, light patterned paper, and you were going to see that through it, I would suggest just giving it a coat of gesso to dull it right down. Okay, so there we go, that's going on there. So we need a little bit more of this, and make sure you get plenty in that groove. Oh, and tomorrow I'm getting the kitten, so I'll probably show, it's going to be in here with me for a while when I'm crafting in its bed, so I'll give you a peek of her. She it's a she, and we've named her Luna for lunatic, because we know she's going to be. Oh, our animals seem to be slightly on the loony side. It is what it is. Okay, obviously if you're using pattern paper, make sure you have got it the right way up to match your cover. Okay, give that a wipe there, and we'll just go over that again with the brayer and make sure it's stuck down nicely. I think I might do a little series on journal covers, because they are quick and easy to do, and some people find like that they get stressed out over the cover. I hate having to decorate the cover. You do all the journal, and then I always do the journal cover, like, you know, the topper or whatever, last, and it drives me bonkers, because I think, oh, what can I do, what can I do? Okay, so I'm just doing that really gently, obviously, don't do it too hard. Right, we'll leave that to dry for a second, and then I'll be back. Okay, so that's all dry, or very much dry. I'm going to use a little bit of this. This is Stains by Patty Pockets. That's Patricia Veramonte's, because I want to make that look a little bit more vintage. But if you don't have anything like that, or what you could do is you could just like ink it up or something like that. And this also gives it a good seal as well, so we will do that. Don't need a lot of this, it goes a long way. I'm not sure if you can actually see the difference already. Let me see in the camera. Oh, I can't even see. Okay. And I believe that there is other colours as well. It's not just like this vintagey colour. I think I used gesso with this brush. Just see a little bit of white oozing out there. We don't want that. But you know, if you don't have anything like this, you can just skip this step. Okay, so that's made it a little bit more vintagey, right up my street. Okay, so that's what it is, Stains by Patty Pockets. So we'll get this dry and I'll be back. Okay, that's all dry now, and I've cut a piece of, this is from a paper bag, and it's going to go there, but I want to change the colour of that. So I'm thinking, do I want it really dark brown? I'm just going to see where my distress, oh, should have thought about that before I started videoing. Oh, I don't know where that's gone. What have I done with that? I had some distress stain in a walnut stain. Let me go look for it. Okay, I found gathered twigs instead. So, well, let's see what that's going to come out like. Just because I don't want it that kind of crafty colour, like the brown craft. Might need to do 2 coats. We shall see. And this is actually, you know, the size of this is gonna wrap around the spine and a little bit onto the front and the back covers. So I'm just gonna make sure that I've done enough, which I have. Now, sometimes if you wanted to use fabric, I would personally, if I was using fabric, I'd sew my signatures in first, but I haven't even done signatures for this yet. And then I would cover it with fabric and then maybe a little bit of trim or something. But I'm doing this, so let me dry this and I'll be back. So I actually gave that 2 coats because it was still too light for me. Now this is my metallic acrylic homemade spray. I'm going to spray some of that on there just to give it a bit of a shimmer. And obviously I'm going to go dry it. Okay, that came out lovely. And it left little like splodgy marks on there. I don't know if you can see that. So I like that. I do. So obviously I'm just going to kind of glue that on there, which I will use my matte medium again. Hopefully that should be enough. We'll see. Right. Because you don't want this coming off, so use a good glue. Right, just check in, because I want to make sure that I get that kind of even, at least a little bit. Okay. Let's use a card here. Should really use that, but there's any little air bubbles, which I can see a few. You want them flattened. Okay, I'm just going to trim that. And let that dry well before you start messing around with it. Excuse me. So there we have it. A little journal cover. I think I'll do this in a bigger size as well. Not tonight, but there we go. Just because that's not dry yet, I would let that sit and dry for a while. That's my advice on that. Just leave it alone. Okay, you can ink up around the edges here. It's starting to get a real tickle in my throat now. Excuse me. So there we go. Isn't that sweet? And then papers look amazing. They really are amazing papers to do this kind of journal cover with. So there you go. Not even sure what I'm going to do with this. It was because I said in the video last night I was going to do a cover using them papers and a half. So there we go. Right, I was going to stop saying, hey, there you go. So if you got any questions, just ask, and thank you for watching. Bye.